My girlfriend told everyone I was holding her back. I just smiled and walked away. 3 hours later, her best friend sent me a message that changed everything. I'm 31 now, but this happened when I was 28, back when I still believed effort, loyalty, and consistency could fix anything. Back when I thought love was enough. Back before I learned that some people only stay as long as you're useful to them. Her name was Marissa. She worked in PR, always dressed like she was heading to a magazine cover shoot. Confident, charming, the kind of woman who made every room feel like it revolved around her. And honestly, I liked that about her. I liked feeling chosen by someone who seemed to glow. We'd been together for 3 years, lived together for 1. I thought we were solid, stable, growing. Then came the night everything cracked open. Marissa had just gotten promoted to head a new marketing campaign for a luxury brand. She suggested we celebrate by going to a rooftop bar downtown, sleek, loud, packed with influencers and wannabe CEOs. Not exactly my scene, but I went because it mattered to her. About 15 of her coworkers came. I was the designated, supportive boyfriend, smiling politely, making small talk, staying out of the way. I didn't mind, I just wanted her to be happy. Halfway through the night, I went to grab a drink. The bar was busy, so it took a minute. When I was walking back to our table, I heard her voice, sharp, clear, slicing through the chatter. I swear, I'm exhausted. It's like dragging dead weight. I'm trying to level up in life and he's just comfortable. I stopped walking. I recognized the tone, the dismissive, irritated tone she used only when she was complaining about things she considered beneath her. But this time, she was talking about me. Her coworkers leaned in, listening closely. One said, "He seems nice, though." Marissa laughed, a cold, humorless sound. Nice doesn't open doors. Nice doesn't build connections. I need someone driven, someone who matches my ambition, not someone who's stuck in neutral. My chest tightened. I felt like I'd been punched in the stomach but forced to stay standing. I moved a little closer. She didn't see me. Yet. Another coworker asked, "So why are you still with him?" Marissa shrugged dramatically. "I don't know. I guess I feel guilty. He depends on me. I don't want to crush him. But honestly, he'll never be good enough for me in the long run." That was it. That was the line. I stepped forward. She turned. Her eyes widened for half a second, then she smoothed her expression over like she hadn't just brutalized my character in public. "Babe," she said lightly, "you heard that?" I smiled. It felt mechanical. "Yeah," I said softly, "I did." Her coworkers froze, glancing between us. "Look," she said quickly, "I was just venting. You're taking it too seriously." "Maybe," I replied, still smiling. "Maybe you're right." She opened her mouth to say something else, but I didn't let her. I set my drink down on the nearest table, nodded politely to the group, and walked straight out of the rooftop bar. I didn't look back. I got in my car, drove until the city lights disappeared behind me, and ended up at an empty gas station off the highway. I sat in the parking lot for a long time with the engine idling, replaying her voice over and over. He'll never be good enough for me. Around 1 a.m., I checked into a cheap motel. I turned my phone off and collapsed onto the bed fully clothed. When I woke up, my phone had 63 missed calls and nearly 90 texts. Most were from Marissa, a few from her coworkers, 3 from her mother. But one text stood out. It was from Tessa, Marissa's best friend. Tessa was the one person in Marissa's circle I actually liked. Smart, grounded, and honest to a fault. Her message said, "Please call me. Something happened after you left." I replied, "Just text me. I'm not ready to talk." She hesitated, typing, deleting, typing again, then finally sent, "Do you know what she said right after you walked out?" My stomach twisted. I typed, "What?" 5 seconds later, the message came through. She said, "Perfect. Now I can finally go away with Adrian without dealing with a breakup." I read it twice. Then a third time. Adrian, her new director, her boss, the man she'd been working late nights with for months, the one she insisted was just professionally inspiring. I felt something inside me sink. I put the phone down, stared at the ceiling, and let the truth bleed in. She wasn't just trash-talking me. She wasn't just embarrassed by me. She was already replacing me. I made a decision right then. I would not let her walk all over me again. I logged into our shared financial dashboard because for the last year, I had been covering most of our bills so she could focus on networking. Bank accounts, shared credit cards, streaming services, utilities, rent. I shut it all off. Every card she used, disabled. Every account she depended on, removed. Our shared savings, split. Cleanly, legally. I wasn't being vindictive, I was protecting myself. 3 days later, I finally went back to our apartment. She was pacing the living room like a storm cloud, eyes red, makeup smudged. "Oh my God, where were you?" she demanded. "Out," I said simply. "You can't just disappear like that. My cart stopped working. I was humiliated at dinner with the team." I said. "Sounds stressful." She blinked. "Why are you being like this?" "Because you made it clear I'm not good enough for you," I replied. "So I'm removing myself from your life, financially and otherwise." Her mouth opened and closed like she couldn't find the script. "I didn't mean any of that," she said finally. "You took it out of context." I raised an eyebrow. "What's the context for telling people I hold you back, or saying you depend on me out of guilt, or planning a getaway with your boss?" Her face drained. "Who told you that? Does it matter?" She swallowed hard. "It wasn't what you think." I pulled out my phone and opened the message Tessa had sent, screenshots of conversations, photos from events, rumors that had been circulating. Marissa saw the evidence and instantly switched from defensive to furious. "No, you don't get to do this. You don't get to walk away." "I already did," I said quietly. She stared at me, breathing hard. "You're making a mistake. You'll regret this." I shook my head. "No, Marissa, the mistake would be staying." Update 1. She imploded. Fast. Within a week, HR launched an investigation into her and Adrian. Someone leaked screenshots of their messages. Their work trips were exposed as romantic getaways. Both were placed on administrative leave. Marissa called me sobbing. I didn't answer. She sent voice messages blaming me for ruining her career. I deleted them. Update 2. Karma worked overtime. 2 weeks later, Tessa texted. "She just got fired. So did Adrian. He's married. His wife kicked him out." Marissa posted a dramatic Instagram story about escaping a toxic relationship. She didn't name me, but she didn't have to. The shade was clear. But this time, no one believed her. Half her coworkers had heard what she said. The other half had seen the evidence. Her reputation, something she valued more than love, crumbled around her. Final update, 3 months later. I moved out, got a nicer apartment, got promoted, started therapy, started sleeping again. Last week, I went on a date with someone new. Someone sweet, funny, and kind. No pressure, just a genuine connection. As for Marissa, she moved back in with her dad in Oregon. Rumor has it she's telling people Adrian manipulated her and she was too vulnerable to say no. Same story, different target. She hasn't contacted me again, and I hope she never does. The truth? She was right. I wasn't good enough for her. But not because I lacked ambition, not because I didn't match her energy. I wasn't good enough for her because I don't lie, cheat, or treat people like stepping stones. I'm good enough for myself now, and that's finally enough.